The launch of the Growth Enterprise Market segment at the Nairobi Securities Exchange, targeting the small and medium enterprises in 2013, managed to attract 4 companies, namely Atlas Development and Support Services, Home Africa, Flame Tree Group Holdings, and Kuruitu Ventures. This is nearly 5 times lower than the targeted 19 companies by the end of this year.
Many companies that in all aspects you would consider ready for listing are reluctant because of one, loss of control, and probably the perceived cost of continuous listing. So that is what we want to debunk.
The Growth Enterprise Market segment was meant to help SMEs easily access long-term capital, raise their profile, and enhance liquidity for shareholders. To attract more listing, the Capital Markets Authority plans to ease listing rules and work with potential issuers for the Business Incubator and Accelerator with target to list 40 companies by 2023.
We are saying we are dealing with companies that are between maybe 0 to about 3 years towards listing. So the 4 years towards the election, and we are hoping that after the election things will be fine and the market will get back to what it needs to be. I think this then becomes the most appropriate time to actually prepare companies so that they can actually do what they need to do before they can now come back to us with applications and whatever they need to do.
As much as we got interest from potential issuers, we conducted a questionnaire to profile them, to understand, and part of the questions was, what are your fears? How come you've not listed? What are some of the things that we can change to sort of accommodate you? So these are some of the discussions that we're having during the incubation.
Issuers are currently required to have a minimum share capital of 10 million shillings, at least 100,000 shillings worth of issued shares, a minimum of 5 directors, with at least a third of board members as non-executive directors, among other regulations. The Capital Markets Authority also plans to streamline IPO valuation mechanisms after falling share prices for GEMS listed firms, much to the disappointment of investors.
What happens in post-listing, you will agree with me, is a function of demand and supply. But we appreciate that sometimes the price goes way below the IPO price, and that could be an issue of valuation. We'll look at whether we'll be able to come up with detailed valuation methodologies for pricing of securities within the regulatory framework.
Ronald Willie, News Hour Business.